One half of the research we do is around what's most important to people in their ideal neighbourhoods, and the other is how is the neighbourhood performing for them, and what are the things that are contributing positively or negatively. And so on the performance side, I guess underneath both of them is this idea of place attraction. What's actually kind of acting as a magnet for people to want to go to one place versus another. So some of your stuff, I'm sure you were talking about, like, oh, well, it might be the cost. And I've always been like, oh, cost is like the worst way to choose a neighbourhood, right? Like, it's like going to, like, then all you've got in common with your friends there, etc., are going to be that this is what you can afford. But if you align it with what matters to you, then you're going to have a lot more shared values, regardless of what your background is. So that's one part of it, the attraction. And then the second is attachment. It's about building place loyalty. And again, there's some really great research, this again out of the States, although we are now doing it here too, of saying that the higher the levels of place attachment, the higher the levels of resilience, economic and social resilience, but also GDP growth and kind of population growth. So people are attracted to places that people feel connected to. So those neighbourhoods that really thrived during the lockdowns had high place attachment. They were the places where you could see on the local socials of saying, okay, I'm really without a job, and, you know, I'm thinking about baking banana bread, and there's 20 orders for banana bread within an hour of people paying $20 for banana bread, of saying, okay, you know, well, can someone come and take my dog for a walk because I'm locked down for 2 weeks? And that the people that were, you know, supporting the local businesses and doing food ordering, and, you know, like they were like this rich, and I fortunately lived in one, and because I've done this work, I'm actually kind of a weird community stalker, so I've got all these friends in different community groups so across the country, and so I could see how different communities were behaving, and some really thrived and some got really frightened and got very introverted, and that's what you're saying, Chris, I think about the you know, not in my backyard, or people getting frightened of change. When you are in that position of, and it is frightening, you can do two things, right? You go out with fight or flight, and you can go out and kind of fight for what matters for you and then be part of the changing it and take a bit of control that way. Or you can kind of retreat a bit and just want to hold on, like so tight, going, please, you know, I can't cope with anything else. And so if a community is really resistant, to change, then I'd be looking at, well, what are they worried about? Like what's underpinning that? Like that they're frightened they're going to lose.